Good morning. My name is Michael Cherry, and I serve on the ACUHO-I Presenter Training and Education Subcommittee. In this video, I will be sharing information and tips about presentation preparation. Your presentation was accepted based on your program description and learning outcomes, so make sure to refer back to your original submission when creating your presentation. After 2 years, the ACUHO-I Conference and Expo is returning to an in-person conference, so engagement will look different than it has in recent years. It will be important to be mindful of differing comfort levels with the return to in-person sessions, especially when you're thinking of ways to have participants engage in group discussions or activities. It's always important to be adaptable. Have a few engagement strategies prepared ahead of time so you can change and adapt as needed based on the room setup. For example, you can utilize small groups for participants to engage further with your topic area. But you may want to switch to the pair and share method where you have participants discuss a specific question with one another person for a short duration of time once you see the presentation space or once you know exactly how many participants you will have in your session. The program session rooms on site will be set up to allow some distancing between participants, and room capacities will be smaller than in past events. So this is important to keep in mind as you plan. While preparing for your presentation, please ensure you are utilizing purposeful strategies to engage your audience. For example, handouts can be created to guide participants through discussion questions. Poll Everywhere or Google Jamboards can be utilized to gather input or feedback from presentation attendees. So check out the resources available on ACUHO-I's Presenter Services area of the website for more information, including presentation templates, in addition to general notes and tips for all presenters. The link to Presenter Services is included here on the slide. One of our principles outlined in ACUHO-I's diversity, equity, and inclusion statement is promoting the value of diversity, the integrity of equity, and the benefit of inclusive practice. As you prepare for your presentation, we encourage you to reference the Inclusive Presenters Guide available in the Presenter Services Center. One of the most important things to keep in mind is that ACUHO-I is a global association, which means that our members are from and live or work or study in many different geographic locations and contexts. Please consider this if you're incorporating profession-specific terms or acronyms, but also be cognizant of how social, economic, political, and cultural concepts might translate differently to others. The Inclusive Presenters Guide was designed to share strategies presenters can use to infuse into their presentations accessibility, diversity, equity, and inclusion, adding that to the entirety of the ACUHO-I Conference and Exhibition program sessions. The guide has information about making presentation slides accessible through text, color palettes, or language used. In addition, there are other helpful resources such as an example of a land acknowledgement on the Presenter Services site to recognize, respect, and honor Indigenous peoples as traditional stewards of the land on which we live and work. We encourage you to review this document as you prepare for the conference and expo. You will have 45 minutes for your session, so it will be important that you ensure a balance between your content and engagement with attendees. We encourage you to arrive to your session room 10 to 15 minutes before the start time and set up and prepare. Please note there is only a 10-minute allotment between Educational Session 1 and Educational Session 2. If you are presenting in Educational Session 2, you'll have about 10 minutes to set up. Thank you for listening to part 2 of this 3-part video series. We encourage you to listen to part 3 to learn about next steps and other action items.